So what Shantideva is telling us is that we're the ones who need to change. We're the ones who need to toughen up. We're the ones who need to develop this inner resilience so that, wherever we go, whatever we do, we will always feel comfortable. We will always only feel comfortable if our mind is at peace. If our mind is not at peace, then we'll never feel comfortable, even in the very best conditions. Because a faulty mind always sees faults. A faulty mind always sees faults. So we can never live in a perfect world while we have a faulty mind, because we're always going to be finding fault with people and things because they don't suit us. And they don't suit us because our mind is faulty. It reminds me of something that apparently used to happen in the age of steam when they had locomotives. And they used to have these big iron wheels. And they were always worried about these wheels falling apart, developing cracks. And then just the wheel just disintegrating, and how dangerous that would be. So the way they used to test the wheels was they used to go around with a hammer and they used to hit the wheel. And if it made a particular kind of sound, that was an indication that the wheel was cracked and needed to be changed. But what would happen sometimes is that they would go and they would test all these wheels, and they would all be faulty. But then they discover that the hammer itself had a crack in it. And that's why it was making that noise every time it hit the wheel. It was the hammer that was at fault, not the wheel itself. So they wasted a lot of time testing things with a faulty hammer. And we're like that too. We go around expecting the world to be perfect, even though our mind isn't perfect. So we're observing the world with a faulty mind. And what do we see? Faults. Everywhere. People are faulty, things are faulty. Everything agitates and disturbs us and makes us unhappy because it's not the way we want it to be. But what if we changed our mind? Like Shantideva says, it's not possible to control all external events. And some people are like that, aren't they? We're like control freaks. We want everything to be the way we like it. If it's not the way we want it, we're like, oh, that's wrong. How can you put ketchup on steak? That's wrong. Why do you put the forks first in the drawer instead of the knives? That's wrong. So we can become really obsessive about really trivial, ridiculous things, but yet still disturb our mind, don't we? So what if we controlled our mind? Well, what if we thought, ketchup on steak, if that's how you want it, fine. You want to put the knives first in the drawer? Yeah, great. That suits you, good. Well, it's a trivial example, but it shows what we need. We need to be a bit more relaxed. We need to be a bit more chill, a bit more accepting, don't we? Otherwise, life's going to be very difficult. Meditation gives us that. We can thrive in 2022, even if things are difficult on the outside, if our mind is peaceful on the inside. That ability to accept things with a peaceful mind is, to use the modern parlance that's used a lot on social media these days, it's a superpower. Acceptance is our superpower. That's the thing that can make everything right. So we need to begin to cultivate this peaceful mind, this inner peace habit, if you like, a tendency to be more peaceful than to be unpeaceful through regular practice of meditation. And we can begin with simple breathing meditation that we try to do every day if we can, or as often as we can. So this is the advice that Geshe Khalsen gives us to how to practice this type of meditation. So he says, the first stage of meditation is to stop distractions and make our mind clearer and more lucid. This can be accomplished by practicing a simple breathing meditation. We choose a quiet place to meditate and we sit in a comfortable position. We can sit in the traditional cross-legged posture or in any other position that is comfortable. If we wish, we can sit in a chair. The most important thing is to keep our back straight to prevent our mind from becoming sluggish or sleepy. We sit with our eyes partially closed and turn our attention to our breathing. We breathe naturally, preferably through the nostrils, without attempting to control our breath. And we try to become aware of the sensation of the breath as it enters and leaves the nostrils. This sensation is our object of meditation. We should try to concentrate on it to the exclusion of everything else.